Wednesday, June 26th. Here's what's coming up on the mayor's office.
Everyone talks about launch angle change. Hey, you gotta do this. You don't create your own launch angle. Launch angle is out front. If you catch the ball a little more out front, your bat angle starts to change and starts to go up. That's where you end up, you can do some damage.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot. What's going on, man? How we doing?
Got that light. You know when you get a light on you?
Then you can't
my
see
window.
it.
I'll keep it right on the Under Armour sign. That's fine.
Hey,
Hey, dude, real quick. Yesterday, we talked about whose career would you rather have, Harper or Trout. We didn't say who's a better player because I think we established Trout is probably one of the best players ever, and Harper's not far behind. But I did a poll question. This is crazy. Still 24 hours left to vote, folks. So get on my Twitter. At the moment, 94% of the people that voted said they'd rather have Bryce Harper's career than Mike Trout.
Wow, 94%.
That's a lot.
How many people did a decent amount vote?
Decent amount voted, but we need more votes. Vote, folks. Go vote.
Get more votes out there. We'd like to know.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper or Mike Trout's career right now?
Maybe when it's all said and done. Here's what I wrote.
Right.
The question is, which baseball career would you rather have? Caveat, not who is a better player. That's the question. So let's see what people say. You went to the Mets game last night, Mets Yankees game, I should say.
Yeah.
Great game, man. I'm glad it got close because a blowout in a rivalry game is not fun for anybody.
Well, I mean, dude, there was so many storylines, especially for me coming back, like seeing those guys. It's just such a, first off, so many good dudes, seeing involved, seeing like the training staff, all those guys, just the whole place is just a great operation with the Yankees. But seeing Judgy, seeing Booney, got to see James Rowson, who's just an awesome dude, like Casey Dykes, just a lot of guys, Dan Payne, good dudes that kind of behind the scenes. But it's good to see those guys. And I also got a chance to talk to Carlos Mendoza yesterday. I went over to his office. With John Franco walked me in. I'm like, Johnny, what's up, dude? And Johnny Franco walked me in to the office, which was pretty cool. And I got a chance to. So I sat down with Mendoza. But it was pretty cool, dude. Like, I'm talking to Mendoza. We're having a great conversation. Everybody that walks by, he's like, hey, John Gibbons. Gibby's a great dude. He's their bench coach. Great guy. He's like, Gibby, come on. So Gibby and I go way back. So it was good to see Gibby, John Gibbons. He's awesome. Carlos Beltran, what's great about Mendy is like, hey, come on back. Like he said he talked to Piazza. He wants to get like, Beltran. He got Darryl Strawberry at spring training. He's like, dude, bring the former players back that were some of the best players in baseball and have them come to talk to the young guys. There's sometimes managers or front offices that, kind of push away. I always felt, I sometimes felt that way in Cincinnati when Walt Giacotti was there. We all came back. It was kind of like, if you're a foreign player, we got our own stuff going on. You don't need to come back. I disagree with that, dude. When you see Carlos Beltran and if you ever see Piazza or Strawberry, Gooden was there last night. Yeah. These former Mets, dude, you kidding me? I picked their brains right away. I mean, I did that even when I was with the Yankees last year. Paul O'Neill would come down because he's doing the games up top. I said, Paul, grab whoever you want around the cages. Talk to Bader, talk to this guy. You know what I mean? Like whoever. Cool. So it was cool to see that, and I think more teams should continue to do that. Like Andy Pettit last night, dude. Pettit's throwing BP to the guys. Like, dude, that's Andy Pettit. That's one of the greatest pitchers of all time. Not only Yankee. So like that's good for everybody and good to have Pettit around. I know they're working for the team, but the team should have guys coming back and working for them.
I mean, just look at the Mets. They got one of the best first basemen of all time in their booth and one of the smartest pitchers of all time in their booth.
Yeah, Ron Darling and Hernandez. Yeah,
that's a great point, man.
Yeah, so it was cool, but it was great to see Mendoza, dude. He's doing great. being the manager is obviously a different animal, which is pretty cool. And in the game, it was so many different storylines. But one of the great ones was when Harrison Bader came up, kind of gave Booney a nod walking over. When he was walking, you could see it on the big screen. He gave it, and you could tell the guys were like waving to him because they like Bader.
Sure.
And I think he went deep. He went deep, like first.
Crazy. A high 90s fastball too. I think it's Cole had. I mean, he's so smart. He's such like a student of himself and the game. He was saying he's throwing the ball too hard. Throwing the ball too hard. You don't understand. That's the reigning Cy Young Award winner, kids who are pitchers out there. And he goes, I'm throwing too hard. That 98, 99, it's not working for me right now. That's a great lesson. That's a great lesson because he's missing spots.
Yep, he's missing spots. Dude, I couldn't tell because where I was in the crowd, I couldn't see. That first inning, Cole was like on Lance Barksdale back there. Did Lance miss a few pitches? Or were they balls?
They were kind of close. We don't live in the generation that you lived in where the ace would get the pitch, right? The same way. So they were borderline, but a lot of them were an inch or two out or an inch or two up.
Okay.
And I think
Lance is a great umpire, and when Cole was walking off in the first, I don't know if they showed him on. He was off on him, and Lance was like, "Those aren't strikes."
Yeah, I think Lance was calling the game right. And after the game, the more you heard Cole talking, he was saying like we weren't hitting our spots exactly where we wanted them. Now, when Cole misses, it's an inch. So most pitches miss, it's probably 3-4 inches. But he said he's not where he wants.
We have to remember too. This is still spring training for Gerrit Cole a little bit. And here's the deal: when you do your rehab assignments and you go down to AA or AAA, the adrenaline is not the same, dude. The big league adrenaline is a factor. It's a factor. If you play at the big league level, dude, the adrenaline is different. It just is. I mean, it's just the crowd's different. The stakes are higher. You know what I mean? And you can feel that, dude. So like when Cole says, "Hey, my fastball's a little too hard," and I'm not hitting my spots. Well, I have to think like the adrenaline's a little high. He obviously knows that, but the adrenaline's a little higher, and you navigate that as But he didn't have any time to navigate it. He was on the DL for all that time.
Yeah. Also, in a matchup like this, you're getting 40,000 people in the stands in June. You're not used to that kind of adrenaline. I'm sorry. Even though, occasionally like Yankees, Red Sox, or Pirates, Reds, when you were there, like you get a little extra juice going in these series. I mean, the crowd was nuts last night. So,
dude, to be a part of the Subway Series last year in the crowd was pretty cool. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, dude, it was so funny. Anytime fans would come to sit in their seats, change, and they'd be like, "Oh," and they'd say hi to somebody, like, "Sit down, sit down."
Yeah, it's New York.
Jillian sit next to me. She's like, "Dad, these fans are nuts." I'm like, "Yeah, welcome to the Subway Series, baby." These people were fired up. They were fired up. They were ready to go, man. So it was cool to be in there. But and dude, it just goes to show you too, like Judgy literally tried to put that team on his back and be like, "All right, guys, I'm gonna single-handedly get us back in the game." It's a double in the corner, then it's the grand slam. I must admit, I left a little early. I left in like the 6th inning. And I was checking my phone. All of a sudden, it was 9-7. I was like, "Wow, what happened?" And it was Judgy right in the middle of it. Volpe right in the middle of it. So but that Mets team is pretty good, dude. They got a good team. If they can get pitching, and I really think that the presence of JD Martinez is going to help Alonso a lot, man. I just really believe the way JD Martinez goes about his hitting is just going to, because Alonso's got so much talent. I think he's even a better hitter than he has been in the last couple of years. Average-wise, obviously home runs and RBIs, guys one of the best in the game. But I still think there's another level there for Alonso, and I think JD Martinez is really good for him.
Yeah, also helping the young guys. You got to give credit to Mark Vientos, the third baseman for the Mets. He kind of technically lost the job. They tried to give it to Beatty, and he wasn't performing. Beatty also good player, good just wasn't working out. Vientos, they brought him back up. He's pretty much the everyday third baseman. 2 bombs last night. He's hitting 297 with 9 bombs in just 34 games, and he's kind of solidified himself in that lineup. But dude, 2 dingers off the best pitcher in baseball.
Off Gerrit Cole, rocket to left and then a rocket to right. Usually that ball that hits at the top of the fence, Chinch bounces back.
Yeah,
big backspin to over.
Yeah.
That was incredible, man.
Yeah. So speaking of guys with more power, great article in the Athletic today. Steven Kwan, he's almost eligible. I hate all that eligible for, that he will be. He's still hitting in the high 380s. But the interesting thing, Stephen Vogt agreed with this. Kwan said it himself. I need to hit more for more power, and I need better exit velocity. And this is a guy who's hitting almost 400, Sean. Can you explain what that means and why he might be doing this and why it might be a good thing for him, but not for everybody, I think.
Well, I love it. And he has 7 bombs this year, and he's hitting he has over 1,000 OPS.
Yes.
So he's right around there, high 9s, 1,000 OPS. You never think Steven Kwan, when you're looking at guys with 1,000 OPS, it's Ohtani, it's Judge, it's Soto, it's, Harper, it's the bangers, man. It's the MVPs of the league. And, Steven Kwan is just elite eye-hand coordination. I did a breakdown on him the other night on MLB Tonight. And, if you go back to some sound, Stephen Vogt, which I love, when Voter came in, the manager of the Guardians, he came in to say that, hey, listen, guys, when we get into ahead in the count, those high leverage situations, 2-0, 3-1, 0-0, I think 0-0 is a high leverage situation, is a ahead in the count. Guys are trying to get that strike one, man. So he's like, let's take some shots. Let's get the bat head out a little bit. Let's, because everyone talks about launch angle change. Hey, you got to do this. You don't create your own launch angle. Launch angle is out front. If you catch a ball a little more out front, your bat angle starts to change and starts to go up. That's where you end up, you can do some damage. So what you're finding is the Cleveland Indians, I believe, sorry, I said it again. The Guardians this year, I believe, are 4th in baseball in slug in when they're ahead in the count, which last year I think they were 20-something. So they're doing, and look at Josh Naylor, dude. Naylor's average down's a little bit, but he has 20 pumps already, dude. Yeah. 20 pumps. He's on pace to almost hit 40 home runs. So the mentality, man, hitting's such a mentality. I mean, you can, sometimes if you let the ball travel too much, you're not catching up front and driving it. And I think that's the message from Stephen Vogt. Hey, man, let's take some shots. No one's getting in trouble. No one's in trouble if you take a shot, swing and miss, or you're in a count where it's a chance to, the guy's got to throw you a strike. So I love it. It's working for Steven Kwan. It's really working for that whole lineup, dude. Whole lineup. When you never thought the Guardians, a big reason why they've won over 50 games already is because their offense is banging. And I think Stephen Vogt's, vote of confidence, huh? How about that right there? Vote of confidence to the guys to get the bat head out and create that launch angle and drive the ball.
Yeah, dude, a couple other things. Again, this article, go to the Athletic, great article on Kwan and all of the things you just talked about. Toronto Blue Jays manager is quoting it, saying about Kwan, quote, he's a pain in the ass, which is what you want to be as a hitter, right? You probably were too. That's probably what people said about you. Dude, I got to tell you one other stat that drove me crazy. How you cannot have your starting pitcher face Steven Kwan the 3rd time around. He's hitting over 600 the 3rd time against a starting pitcher, Sean, with an OPS way over 1,000. His OPS, like in a first at bat, is like in a 4s or 5s because he's not hitting bombs in there. Yeah. It seems like he's got an approach that is working, and it's giving him more power, and it's not dropping his batting average down. I remember Tony Gwynn. One year he hit over, I think it was only 1 year he hit over 20.
Yeah, over 20.
And he was not happy about that season. He thought it was a bad season for him.
Dude, you want to hear a great story?
Yeah.
That season, Tony Gwynn came one game he was 2 for 2 with 2 homers, and then he walked. When he came to first base, I'm like, man, Tony, way to swing it, way to swing it. I looked up, he was hitting like 310. And dude, he was shaking his head at me. Well, he homer double walk. And I'm like, bro, that looks like looking good, bro. Locked in. He was dead serious. He goes, really struggling, Case. He goes, just can't find my swing right now. But I looked up, his power numbers were up. And you know what I mean? But his average was down. And I must admit, I kind of felt the same way, dude. Like, people like, would you want to hit 40 home runs or 330? Like, I wanted to hit 330. that means I was beating you more often than not. Now, no, of course, my biggest years when I hit 330 and 324, I hit my most home runs, 25 home runs, 24 home runs, but 46 doubles, 45 doubles. You know what I mean? So it's nice for a guy like Steven Kwan with the elite eye-hand coordination. He can get it out there an inch more to create that. You know, he's got that unbelievable eye-hand coordination where, like, okay, just take a shot a little bit more out front, you know, on that. So I love the thought process where Gwynn, Kwan, and I've been there before. I've been that kind of hitter before. I do that. They put up a stat the other day when I did the breakdown. I thought it was pretty cool. I was kind of joking around with, but in 2004, I hit 324 with 46 doubles, 24 home runs, and I struck out 36 times. I had 8 more doubles. I had 44 doubles, 8 more doubles and strikeouts, and I had a 5.7 strikeout rate. And Kwan right now is a 5.9 strikeout rate. So I get it. Like, I was that kind of hitter too. Like, man, just put the ball in play. But no, you start to learn to take some shots.
Yeah, that's great. I got more stats for your dad. Your dad loves my stats now. But
he loves them.
It's funny. I was watching a game last night and I was flipping back between the Yankees and Mets broadcast, which is really fun to do because it's like two polar opposite like perspectives. And I was like, you know, Keith Hernandez, like, what type of hitter was he? Here's a great stat that goes along with your doubles thing. The year he won MVP for St. Louis in 1979 was the only year of his career that he had over 100 RBIs. He had 105. He only had 11 homers, Sean. Guess what? Led the league with 48 doubles that year.
There you go, dude. Doubles are power, bro. Doubles are power. People go, oh, no, doubles are power, dude. Why do some of these guys have a lot of home runs, but they got 760 OPSs? They don't hit doubles.
Right. Now, here's a guy that's doing it right now. You love Alec Boehm, right? You said he's one of the best players in the game. Philadelphia.
Yep.
He's got 9 homers, dude. There's guys, Aaron Judge has 29. Aaron Judge has 20 more home runs than Alec Boehm.
Right.
Aaron Judge has 75 RBIs. That leads the league. Alec Boehm is 3rd in RBIs with 64. That's those doubles, man. In the doubles category, Boehm is, let's see. Boehm is 1st in doubles with 28.
Yeah, there you go, dude. There you go.
RBIs.
28 doubles. And dude, doubles driving runs. Oh, I mean, hit the ball, get hits. Don't just hit homers and get hits. If you want to be elite, the elite players are getting hits, and their doubles are part of that. Matt Olson last year, we hit all those homers, still hit a ton of doubles. It's a ton of doubles every year. So, so it's pretty good, Joe. But listen, you know, it was a great game last night, man. Great going to those games. Great sitting in that Subway Series. Great catching up with some old friends and just great, dude. Great night of baseball, brother.
Nice. All right, well, go enjoy the Sean Casey family tour of New York.
Yeah. Jillian and I are going to MJ today, the Michael Jackson on Broadway. It's going to be incredible. Second time seeing it. We're second time goers, which will be pretty cool. And yeah, man, it's going to be fun.
All right, get after it, man.
All right, Kitchen. Love you, brother. Hey, everyone out there, thanks for listening. We really appreciate you. A couple guys grabbed me last night at the game, said we love the podcast. So those couple Yankee fans, so you guys are listening. Appreciate you guys listening. I was joking around with them, Chance. They were in the hot dog line. I go, hey, I got in their ear. I go, don't forget to subscribe and download. The guy goes, we already did, dude. We already did. So
that goes for all of you folks.
All you subscribe and download one time. All right.
All right, buddy.
Love you. Have a great day, buddy. See you, man.
See you.